we have the opportunity to expand the business, and we have a scalable platform for growth there. So it's about bringing in that talent and allowing them to speak to their clients and add new clients to our business, and allow them to speak to their candidates and make more placements on our behalf.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Scott Ellam, the CEO of Connecting Excellence. Scott, very good to speak with you. You've delivered 20% net fee income growth for the first half. How much of that is sustainable versus a post-IPO bounce?
So the 20% net fee income that we've posted in our results was for the period between July and December 2025. So the IPO had not happened until December the 11th. And then we did also post about a January start with a £250,000 net fee income, which was the largest net fee income month we've had. And again, that continues in the same vein, in that they are interviews with clients from around the world in different industries that will have started prior to our IPO. So there's no cause and effect between the net fee income increase and the IPO. It's probably just a continuation of the growth that we've been on since 2021 as a private business. Now, coming into this year, our focus is to begin executing our talent attraction and hiring strategy, which is focused on attracting high revenue generating experienced executive recruiters to bolt into the business and provide more revenue, more profits, and more cash flows.
With that strategy shifting towards higher value placements, Scott, does that mean fewer clients but bigger fees? And is that scalable?
We did post that we had increased the average fee level by, I think, 12.7%, if that's right. And that is a result of increased salaries, increased demand for senior level talent from our clients. And the fee levels are directly linked to the salaries of the people that we are placing with our clients. So we're often charging a percentage of the salary level, and that's what we base our fees on. So those fees have trended up over the last 10 years of running the operating business as well. And with regard to bringing new people into the business, that allows us to target new clients and allows us to bring in new revenue streams from new markets and new regions around the world. So if you can imagine, Stephen, a typical high-performing executive recruiter might be generating between £300,000 and £500,000 worth of revenue for a company in our industry at the moment. We have a benchmark base case of £200,000 revenue for every person that we want to bring on board, and the business is engineered to provide them attractive basic salary, attractive commission schemes that are based on performance, fees generated, and income received. And then the performance-based long-term equity incentives that they will have that allow them to benefit from operational growth, benefit from the active Bitcoin balance sheet, Treasury strategy, and the compounding value of both sides of the business, the operations and the balance sheet over the long term. And we intend to attract as many people to the business as is reasonably possible, but it's a scalable business. We have the opportunity to expand the business, and we have a scalable platform for growth there. So it's about bringing in that talent and allowing them to speak to their clients and add new clients to our business, and allow them to speak to their candidates and make more placements on our behalf.
Looking at that Bitcoin Treasury strategy, Scott, with over 50 Bitcoin now on the balance sheet, how do you manage the volatility risk without distracting from the core business?
Well, the Bitcoin on the balance sheet is a long-term Treasury decision. And if you look back over the history of Bitcoin, it can be short-term volatile, but the 200 moving week average price of Bitcoin has always trended up. So if you bought it on a regular basis over 4 years, you've always been in a positive position. Now, we started buying Bitcoin as a private business in 2021. So we've lived through the volatility as a private business with a very strong level of security and governance procedures in place as a private company. We've increased those levels of governance, policies and procedures, and that is guided by the board's decision making. And on the board, we have a chairman who is director of investment consulting at a pension fund that led the first British pension fund allocation to Bitcoin. So I believe on the balance sheet side of the business, we have a very capable capital markets team, and we are all comfortable with the short-term volatility of Bitcoin and we are confident in the long-term performance of the asset continuing over the next 4, 8, 12 years and beyond, and believe that allows this business to compound the benefits of being able to attract revenue to the operating business. And that over that period of time, when you're seeing 4 and 8 years into the future, that the operating business becomes more attractive, not just to executive recruitment consultants in our market, but also businesses in our industry, and we become a place where acquisitions are possible, and we're able to build that group structure into the operational side of the business.
Scott, the December IPO strengthened your balance sheet. Where are you prioritizing investments next? Hiring, acquisitions, or Bitcoin accumulation?
Okay, so for Bitcoin accumulation, the capital markets team and the balance sheet, we have access to accelerated book builds to raise equity in environments that is positive and accretive to shareholders. We have an accelerated placement agreement in place, which acts like an ATM, and in a market where there's a high multiple of NAV valuation on the business and high volume, we're able to accrete value to shareholders. And then we have the XCE Bitcoin bond program that can be used in a low MNAV environment to again increase Bitcoin per share for shareholders. That's the capital markets focus. On the operational side of the business, we are focused on the core revenue generating executive recruiters now. Opportunistically, we will speak to businesses about joining the group, and then in the future we'll be actively speaking to businesses about joining the group. So it's neither one or the other for full focus. It is a blend of both, and both sides of the business compound each other. And I believe that Bitcoin integrated into service-based operating businesses is a powerful tool to provide growth over the next decade and beyond.
Well, Scott, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated with your progress. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Stephen.
Scott Ellam, the CEO of Connecting Excellence.